Hello, welcome to my channel, The Hebrew Bible. This is Moses Kumadi, and in this video we'll talk about God calling people twice by their name. Let's first look at Job 33 verses 14 and 15, where we read that God speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth not, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed. Ki be'achad yadaber el, uvishtaim. So God speaks once and twice. In Genesis chapter 22 verse 11, the Lord appeared, the angel of the Lord, Vayikra elav malach Adonai. This was when Abraham was about to offer Isaac. He just put his knife to his throat and then shouted, the angel of the Lord, Vayikra elav malach Adonai, angel of the Lord, min hashamayim, from the heavens. And he said, Vayomer, Avraham, Avraham. He called him twice. Vayomer hineni, behold, here I am. Abraham replied. Another example in Genesis chapter 46 verse 2. Vayomer Elohim LaYisrael b'mar'ot Halayla Vayomer Yaakov, Yaakov. God of Israel, God spoke unto Israel, that is Jacob, to Israel in the visions of the night. B'mar'ot Halayla, the visions of the night. Vayomer, and he said, Yaakov, Yaakov. Jacob, Jacob. Vayomer Hineni. He replied, here am I. So God calls again to Jacob twice. Here we have in Exodus chapter 3 verse 4. Moses goes to the burning bush to see what is going on there. Vayar Adonai ki sar lir'ot vayikra elav Elohim mitoch haseneh. So God called him from the bush, haseneh, the bush. Yeah. Vayomer Moshe, Moshe. Vayomer hineni. And he called, the Lord called him as Moses, Moses. Moshe, Moshe. And he replied, here am I. Now here is the interesting thing. The Lord doesn't call anyone here. In Exodus chapter 34 verse 6, when God declares his name, proclaims his name to Moses, because he requested that I want to see your glory. Let's see what it says. Vayavor Adonai al panav vayikra Adonai Adonai el rachum vechanun. And the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, and he actually called upon vayikra, and he called upon Adonai, Adonai el rachum. He called upon the Lord, Adonai Yodevavhe, and Adonai. Twice the Lord's name is taken. El Rachum V'Chanun. Chanun means a God who is merciful and gracious. So, whilst he calls people by their names twice, Abraham and Jacob and Moses, now the Lord's name, he himself calls his own name twice, whilst he reveals himself to Moses. Very interesting. Again, here we have in 1 Samuel chapter 3 verse 10. The Lord came and stood and called, as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. Vayikra kefa'am bepacham vefa'am. Shmuel, Shmuel. Vayavo Adonai vayitiyatzav vayikra kefa'am fa'am ain. Befa'am, Shmuel, Shmuel, Samuel, Samuel. Further on, here we have in 2 Samuel chapter 19. Of course, in all these cases, we have God calling individuals. Abraham, Jacob, Moses, and here now Samuel. In this instance, though, 2 Samuel 19:4, we have David basically wailing, or he was sorrowful about his son, his dead son. His son died. He actually was killed in the war. Avshalom, or Avshalom. So he says with a loud voice, Kol Gadol, with a loud voice, what did he cry? Beni Avshalom, Avshalom, Beni, Veni. Beni Avshalom, Avshalom, Beni, Veni. So here, of course, is translated as, "Oh, my son, Absalom, oh, Absalom, my son, my son." So, there's an O inserted here, but really there's no O. Beni Avshalom, Beni Avshalom. It's a shin here, okay, with a dot on the right-hand side. So, Avshalom. Beni Avshalom, Avshalom, Beni, Veni. Now, in Isaiah 29 verse 1, there is a woe, hoi, hoi, Ariel, Ariel, Kiryat Chana David. David has encamped. The city that David has encamped. David encamped. Ariel, Ariel, the Lion of God, the Lion of God. He says, woe, hoi. So Ariel is again called twice. In fact, Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, means the Aim sound. Yerushalayim is a twin, like it's a dual number. You see, like Shamaim, it is a double number. Shamaim is 2, not one, not more than, not 3 or 4, not plural, but it's dual. Shamaim, Aim. Susaim, Susim, Sus means horse, Susim means horses, plural. Susaim means 2 horses. So Yerushalayim is like 2 Jerusalems, right? One above, another below. So Ariel, Ariel, Kiryat Chana David, the city where David encamped. Here again we have the Lord's name repeated. I said, I shall not see the Lord in the land of the living. Who said it? See, these are the words of Hezekiah, the king of Judah. When he was told by Isaiah the prophet, hey, look, you're going to die, so set your house aright. Then so he turned towards the wall and he prayed, he cried to the Lord to give him more life. And in that prayer, in that request, he says all these things. Amarti lo er'e Yah be'eretz hachayim. I said, I shall not see Yah in the land of the living. Lo er'e, I shall not see. Amarti means I have said. Lo er'e Yah be'eretz hachayim, in the land of the living. The Lord's name is again repeated as we have seen earlier in Exodus chapter 34 verse 6. All this shows this doubling of the names. It's very interesting. What is it doubled for? Why God called Abraham, Abraham? Why does he call Jacob, Jacob? Why does he call Moses, Moses? Why does he call Samuel, Samuel? Right? Even his own name he repeats in Exodus 34. Adonai, Adonai. Yah, Yah. Why is it? Here we have a clue in Genesis chapter 19 verse 24. Va'adonai himtir al Sedom ve al Gomorrah Ghafrit ve esh me et Adonai min hashamayim. Then the Lord, Yodevavhe, rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord, from Yodevavhe, out of heaven. So you have 2 Yodevavhe here. One who was on this earth, and he rains upon Sodom and Gomorrah fire and brimstone from heaven, from Adonai in heaven. Adonai on earth rains fire and brimstone from Adonai in heaven. How many are there? The fundamental truth of the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, is Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad. One. He is one, united. So the two is appearance. Two is in the manifestation. Two is not the true reality. One is the true reality. Two is the appearance. That's how we see in the relative terms within the finite world. Okay? So the Lord is up there in the heavens, and the Lord comes down to visit Abraham in Genesis chapter 18. And in chapter 19, he goes there to Sodom and Gomorrah. He rains fire from above, from heavens, from the Lord out of heavens. So there you see two names of the Lord appearing, one above, another below. This is similar to what I have said previously regarding Jerusalem. Yerushalayim is dual, and one above, another below. And this is in agreement even with the rabbinic thought. The rabbis do agree that there is a Jerusalem above in heaven. So does the New Testament. So the idea is the same. And so there is an interesting book. Somebody, it's a scholar, Andrei Orlov, has written about the concept of heavenly twins or heavenly counterpart. Essentially the counterpart of the individual. The idea of a heavenly double, which is an angelic twin of an earthbound human, can be found in Christian, Manichaean, Islamic, and Kabbalistic traditions, that is, the Jewish mystical traditions. You can read this, you can pause if you want to go through this one, but that's the, and this guy has really studied this topic very well, from various traditions. Interestingly, this is also present in the New Testament, for which I will provide you two references. One in Matthew 18, verse 10, another Acts 12 and verse 15. In Matthew 18, Jesus says, "Take heed that you despise not one of these little ones, the children. For I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven." So these little ones have their angels up in the heaven. So you can, well, it is not very explicit though, but you can conclude that this is something of this sort, like a heavenly counterpart. The idea is that what is there above is the real original, and what you have down below is the sort of a mirror. Okay. But of course, we look from down below. That's the idea that's presented. It's the same thing here in Acts chapter 12 as well. Peter was released from prison by an angel, and he comes to the house of John Mark, where everybody was praying for him, and he knocks at the door while still they were in prayer, and one small girl goes to open the door for him. As she basically hears his voice, she recognizes readily it is Peter. Instead of opening the door, she runs inside and says, "Hey, look, Peter is here at the door." And nobody believes her. And they said unto her, "Thou art mad." But she constantly affirmed that it was even so. "Yeah, it is Peter." Then they said, "It is his angel." "Oh, it must be his angel who appeared to you, not really Peter." We know Peter is there in the prison. He is bound up, and they are praying. They don't believe that he has been released. So the point, though, is that what they're saying is what this girl heard was perhaps his angel looking like him or like sounding like him. So that is his dual twin or counterpart, the spiritual counterpart on the other side, in the lines of what we see here as a heavenly twin or a counterpart. Perhaps that is what is being you can say intimated, like that is what is being suggested when the Lord calls people twice by their names. Abraham, Abraham, Jacob, Jacob, Moshe, Moshe, Shmuel, Shmuel, etc. Even the Lord is there. The Lord rains fire and brimstone from the Lord, from who is in heaven. Okay, that's a very interesting concept. Thank you for watching. Please do like this video, subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon, and please do comment so that when you do all of these, a lot of other people will be able to see this video as well. And please do forward it to your friends if you do indeed like this video. Thank you very much.